am James Holgain. I am a life skills teacher here at Roosevelt High School. This is my second year at Roosevelt, and it's been a really great experience. For the most part, a lot of the kids, I would say, kind of treat them like gen ed kids, like the kids who are in like the quote unquote normal classes, because they just get ignored like everybody else in a sense. I'm sure you guys kind of walk around and kind of get ignored by everybody else, but I think for the most part, like maybe I think some kids are kind of afraid and intimidated to kind of come and interact with them because of some of their disabilities. But yeah, they say people with mental disabilities are higher, like they're more likely to become like victims of different types of abuse because they're a population that obviously can't defend themselves and they can't speak up. So I think they're very vulnerable to it. Originally started in special education as an instructional aide. Before that, I was a volunteer in a life skills classroom like this when I was in high school. So I actually have a little brother who has Down syndrome, and I volunteered in his class a lot because we went to the same high school. After that, I was going to college, and I was an instructional aide in the class kind of like this, pretty much just like this. And I just worked my way through college, and then at one point in college I was just like, this kind of comes as second nature to me. So I decided to just become a teacher. Probably heard of that, like, the portable class, that's where a lot of the special needs kids are. I think as a whole, like, special education is kind of getting away from all of that stuff. I think the new model is push in, they call it. So we're pushing a lot of our kids into classrooms where they're interacting more with general education students. I think it's very beneficial to them socially to do it, which is why you see like more than half of my class left behind me. So during this period, the second period of the day, when I say second period, you guys know what I mean, like the third, fourth period of the day, the kids go out to the gen ed classes. So I push out my students who are academically and socially it'd be most beneficial for them to be in those classes. Kind of like model behavior, like if you guys go to the movies, everybody's quiet, everybody's chilling out. If you're acting kind of wild in there, it's frowned upon, right? So it's teaching the kids kind of social skills like that. When you're in class and you're participating, this is how you act, this is what you do. You know what I mean? So the kids that do get it, they're able to do that. Now there's some other students that I have that I'll keep behind here during this period in particular, because it's very hard for them to deal with different types of environments. I would definitely welcome all kids, to say hi to every student like they would their friends, talking to them like they would any other teenager, talking to them like they are a teenager instead of like a small child, you know what I mean? I would say like having respect in that way is really good, like just like, hey, what's up, man? How are you? How's your day going? And sometimes our students may not be able to answer fast, but just the warmness and the presence of somebody else like greeting them is it's very rewarding for the kids. It really does mean a lot to them. It lifts up their spirits to be able to just interact with people like that. So more involvement in that sense, I think that would be really cool, just to have the kids come around more and kind of hang out with them and do some things, things like that, like eating lunch with them, inviting them to like sit by them in the rally, like little things like that mean a lot to the kids. So. I'd really like people in all forms, like in all levels, like in the community at all ages, to like interact with the kids more. I think that's the main thing, is like they see a disability, they see a kid with maybe autistic-like behaviors where they're like stemming, which stemming is like they'll do things like they'll maybe clap or stomp or they'll yell out things, and a lot of people don't understand they can't really control themselves. You know what I mean? So I guess just educating people that that's just something that they do. You know, just like if you guys may have a thing like cracking your fingers or stretching out or like cracking your neck or like there's things that we do that we don't even know that we do it sometimes. We just do it, but we feel an urge to do it. And that's kind of like how that's explained with the things that some of the kids do, you know? So kind of like educating the public about things like that would be a really great, would make a great difference in a lot of these kids' lives. And I think it'd be beneficial for them too, because I think like working with these students and this population is like extremely rewarding. Like I'll have a really bad day, you know, and I'll even have like some really tough meetings, but like being here with the kids and joking around with them and having fun and teaching them how to take care of themselves like is just incredible. And I feel like if the public knew that and people knew that, it would make like a really big difference. You know, I feel like if they were able to like work with kids that way, they themselves would be happy, and like in return they would be happy. Like yeah, I don't know if I went on a tangent. But